I guess it is good. I mean, it may not be.
You've been working overtime for 3 months straight. Your team hit every target, exceeded every metric, crushed the quarterly goals. You personally brought in the biggest client your department has seen in years. Management calls an all-hands meeting. This is it. Bonus announcement. You've earned it. Your manager stands up. Big smile. I'm so proud of this team. You've worked so hard. You've really gone above and beyond. And to show our appreciation,
Hey everybody.
you're already mentally spending
Freezing.
bonus.
What's going
We're
on?
throwing a pizza party Friday at noon. We got the good pizza this time. Not just cheese, pepperoni too. The room goes silent. Someone forces a smile. A few people clap weakly. You just worked 60-hour weeks for 3 months, delivered record results, made the company millions. Your
That's
reward
why
is $4 worth of Domino's, and you're supposed to
you
be
do
grateful.
not give a company
So how did we
your
get
all
there?
unless it's your own.
That's what this
Yep.
channel exposes.
I've learned
It's
my
a struggle.
lesson.
How did actual bonuses get replaced with pizza, ping
You
pong
learned your
tables,
lesson with
culture,
with
or
Apple.
almost pretend that's fair compensation? Let's go back to when bonuses were real.
Yeah,
1980s,
corporate America has destroyed everything.
You exceeded your targets, you got a bonus. Cash. A percentage of your salary. Sometimes substantial. Year-end bonuses were standard in a lot of industries. Sales teams got commission. Hitting goals meant real money. Performance was rewarded financially. Simple, direct, honest. It wasn't perfect. Bonuses were often arbitrary. Executives got massive ones while workers got scraps. But at least the compensation was financial. Nobody was getting thanked with pizza. Then the 2008 financial crisis hit, and everything changed. Companies laid off millions, cut costs everywhere. Bonuses disappeared overnight. Wage freezes, hiring freezes, austerity. That made sense during the crisis. Companies were struggling. Everyone understood temporary belt tightening. But here's what didn't happen. When companies recovered,
Hey, everybody.
the bonuses didn't come back. Corporate profits hit record highs by 2011. Stock markets recovered. Executive compensation skyrocketed back to pre-crisis levels and beyond.
Yeah.
But worker bonuses stayed gone. The temporary cost-cutting measure became permanent for workers, not for executives. Instead, something else appeared. Culture. HR departments discovered they could replace money with vibes, with appreciation, with gestures that cost nothing but made it seem like the company cared.
Yep.
Pizza parties, casual Fridays, company t-shirts, team building exercises, thank you emails, employee of the month parking spots. Free coffee in the break room became a perk worth announcing. We care about our employees. We provide
Everybody.
free beverages. It's coffee. You're not providing healthcare in some cases. You're providing coffee. But the language shifted. These weren't cheap substitutes for real compensation. These were culture initiatives, employee engagement programs, workplace wellness. You're not being underpaid. You're being appreciated. Can't you feel the culture? Silicon Valley made it trendy. Tech startups couldn't afford high salaries in the early days, so they sold culture instead. Ping pong tables, free snacks, beer Fridays, bring your dog to work, nap
Everybody.
pods. Cool perks if you're also getting paid well and have equity. Insulting substitutes if they replace actual compensation. But the narrative became, we're not a boring corporate job, we're a fun workplace. We have beanbag chairs. Beanbag chairs don't pay rent, but they make great Instagram content for the company's culture page. And traditional companies saw this and thought, we should do that too. Banks started installing ping pong tables. Insurance companies started doing casual Fridays. Manufacturing plants started having pizza parties. They took the aesthetic of startup culture without the equity or the growth potential. Just the cheap parts. The parts that
Everybody just started a couple minutes ago, just waiting for more people to come in so you can just talk about whatever.
Where did water go?
Any pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 is Domino's best deal ever. Translation for basketball fans, it's like the go-to.
I hate it when I'm clear to be fucking recording the set, and it's a good way, and I'm literally, hyping myself up, getting ready, and your stupid ass just walks right by the camera. Walk around, motherfucker.
Just a quick update to the video
Wow.
from last night, which is going to make all of you very upset, but has a happy ending, so stick around. Firstly, here's this young man's response to my video calling him out.
And yeah, I stand on that shit. It was rage bait. You got. Joey Swore, I fucking love you, G. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna go hit the gym.
Rage bait? Seriously? If your video was just rage bait, then why'd you delete it and change your Instagram name? And what makes you think that's okay to do to someone? People in the gym are not accessories for you to use for your social media content just to get views. You call that man a stupid ass, an MFer, and a bitch. Then you finish
What's up,
off
Elijah?
the
Hey,
video
Dom.
by saying this.
Like, get the fuck, you're not tough.
Yeah, bro.
I'll smoke it right now.
Speaking of being tough, the owner of this gym messaged me. That man that you filmed, his name is Carlos, and everyone in that gym loves him. And he's battling cancer, going through chemotherapy, still going to the gym. That's about as tough as it gets. So fuck cancer and shame on you. And when Carlos saw your little
Yeah, this is
rage bait
Joey
video,
Swole shit.
he wasn't very happy and had to be calmed down so he wouldn't go after you. And then you say, I'm gonna go hit the gym. Nope, no you're not. Because you're banned. You no longer have a membership at that gym. You need to do better. Mind your own business. How's that for rage bait?
Nope.
Going down there. The All Halsey Boutique is no more. To new little mystery pack. The Macatina's here. Working on. We have the Wolfman's face right there looking at you. Okay, guys, you're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror.
Nah, she didn't. She didn't watch the fights, Dom.
Speculations about sinners. What's going on?
That's all. That's more your thing.
There's more Easter eggs.
Yeah, I had to jump in and start training.
Why
So
did that close? What are the changes? We have a whole busy rundown. There's so much to go over. So on that note, let's go over the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day, right? This is one of the rare shirts around.
Kevin's got your watch and band.
2002. So on that note, let's roll the commercial.
What's taking them so long to review my account? George. Ashley. George. What's taking them so
they're
long?
probably gonna just ban your account and that's it.
4 Islands of Fear. Save up to $20 with a specially marked 2-liter bottle of refreshing Coca-Cola. Get your tickets before it's too late.
Let's head in. Now, Mardi Gras is going to end on the 4th of April. I will say, my allergies are kicking my butt this week. I don't know about you guys, but allergies have just been terrible here in Orlando. They're still working on repainting the front. So now let's first talk about the MegaCon announcement. Okay, so MegaCon tweeted out this for the 35th anniversary of Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. Step behind the screens and hear some of the twisted minds who bring the spine-tingling creation to life. So from there, we're going to see our first kind of look at the logo for this year. Now, the logo looks very reminiscent of HHN 25, right? Jack, we talked about the last update, Jack returning for this year. Now, everybody's been kind of hyping it up with what's going to happen there. So I'm expecting kind of a big
I was
reveal.
watching some
I'm gonna get
Kevin Heimbach videos just getting us ready for Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Maybe have him come out on stage or something like that. I will be there. I'll be camped out there. We'll film the entire panel for you guys. So do not worry. If you missed the panel or if you aren't there, I got you covered. That'll drop next Sunday is when that panel video will drop. But then Chris Gardner, the guy who does a lot of the HHN artwork, was tweeting out this. So Chris tweeted out this. What do we have
There you go.
here? File for HHN 35. He also said, yep, you're definitely not going to want to miss this. Don't walk, run. And then he said, put these to good use yesterday. Winky face, hashtag MegaCon, hashtag HHN 35. Don't miss out. Oh my God. So what this will be a special art print given out to the guests at that panel. So the Mystery Machine is out. Now we did get some more info about FanFest Night, kind of about what to expect for the Scooby-Doo experience. So let's go cover that real quick. So Universal sent out a statement saying this for Scooby-Doo meets the Universal
Put the
Monsters.
chicken back right now, man.
This all-new immersive walkthrough adventure is designed to give guests the sensation of stepping into a live-action mystery with the Scooby-Doo gang and the Universal Monsters. Guests will travel to the destination via Studio Tour Tram, where they will have a chance to walk along a movie studio backlot with Scooby-Doo himself and his pals Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy. This exciting escapade will challenge them to solve a mystery involving the most legendary Universal monsters in cinematic history, including Frankenstein, Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein, and Wolfman, as they navigate portions of the Universal world-famous outdoor film sets from the cobblestone streets of Little Europe to the iconic Court of Miracles, the original filming location for the historic Universal horror films Frankenstein and The Wolfman. There's also some surprises that have not been announced yet. There's going to be a rewritability aspect to the Scooby-Doo backlot Universal Monsters mystery thing. Speaking about Fan Fest, they've now added the dining pass.
So you guys that are in here, aside from Dom and maybe Elijah, who else is in here?
4 eligible sides, snacks, desserts, or beverage items. They also announced Sailor Moon is coming to Fan Fest nights. Be one of the first to witness Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, The Miracle, Moon Palace Chapter Deluxe, as the show makes its Universal Fan Fest.
Yeah, just watching some Halloween Horror Nights, speculation videos and shit.
As a sinister force threatens the legendary Silver Crystal. This is a new show inside the DreamWorks Theater. We just popped into Five and Dime. They got from the Happy Gilmore collection, $45. They have a little golf sweater. It says Happy Gilmore, nice and embroidered. $30 for a Happy Gilmore hat. And then $12 for a Happy Gilmore shot glass with golf ball. And then $30 for a Happy Gilmore water bottle. I'm a big Happy Gilmore fan, but I don't know if anybody ever asked for this type of merch. $40 for the Happy Gilmore short sleeve shirt. $60 for this bag. It'll say Happy Gilmore on the bag.
I haven't had a chance for that one yet, but I'm going to be putting that one on the moment I get off tomorrow.
It is nice and embroidered, pretty thick quality. $100 for this jacket. It's a nice little patch right there. So here's a look at the Happy Gilmore collection at Universal Studios. All right, let's see if there's anything happening by the tents. We got some movement. Mecca has arrived. They are here. All right, so we got a Mecca truck right there. Mecca Scenic Crew. Nothing happened over there, but it does look like the Mecca team is here.
Yeah, and I gotta get caught up on this.
Whatever is going on inside that house. Authorized entertainment personnel only. Hard hat area.
Who that?
So, when it comes to the houses, there's many different levels of people who work on the house. Each house kind of has its own different kind of company in charge of it. So sometimes companies will have like 2 to 3 houses. Mecca is like one of the best. Mecca is one of the best kind of third-party companies that works on making the HHN houses. So they're here. They're on site. They're building the houses. Update inside DreamWorks land. So the splash pad has been removed. Remember there were those walls up here for months and months and months. They just kind of like paved over it. So right here is where the splash pad was. So they paved over it. Put some Shrek footprints walking around. But it's now just been paved over, which is sad. I don't know what happened, but I'm sure they tried to get it working and fixed, but they just couldn't pull it off. Alright, so why are they doing the HHN panel at MechaCon and not Spooky Empire like how they normally do? Normally, like in May, they do the HHN panel, and then that's kind of the big announcement. The issue with Spooky is it's such a small area, and you really can't fit too many people in where the panel is. So when it comes to Midsummer Scream and John Murdy and like the HHN Hollywood kind of announcements, it's a spectacle. There's like 3,000 people in there just screaming, building the hype. So by them switching to MegaCon, they're gonna have a bigger room. They're able to put more fans in there, build more excitement. So that's why I think they're doing the MegaCon announcements. I don't know if they're doing a spooky announcement. Hopefully they are. Hopefully they do a secondary spooky announcement. But I think the MegaCon one is going to be kind of the new standard. Like how West Coast gets on the screen, that's the new thing, and then East Coast is MegaCon. And it's just out for people when they're freaking out and screaming. A little snack here at the Austria food booth. Fluffy torn pancake pieces dusted.
Yeah, just watching some Hybox videos right now just to see that. But who else is in here? What's up?
How surprised surprisingly filling. You know, like brownie crust? Imagine pancake crust. Kind of like crispy, crunchy, that kind of like caramelized pancake with like applesauce and lingonberries. So you kind of like mix it together. It's good. 7.5. Time to get our XP
Hey, buddy.
Backlot Towers. So one of you guys gifted me the Chaser little scroll card from that Christmas time. The missing card. The missing Chaser card. There it is. Earl Clark Griswold right there. Plug in the light. Okay, so we have kind of a little hidden HHN Easter egg. So this is in the LXista final room. These little cats right here, this little sculpture. They were there, so it's a reusable prop. I'm gonna get something to drink at the Bourbon Street Beer Garden right there. All right, so we have King Cake Cider. Oh, that's weird. It tastes like sprinkles. I don't know if I'm vibing with this. It does taste like a king's cake. You taste the frosting, you taste the sprinkles, and you taste the cinnamon. It just tastes like literally a liquid king's cake. I've never wanted that before. I feel like that would be great in like a coffee or something, but not a cider. We're dropping this thing down to a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 for this thing. John, are you right there? John. So John tweeted out this. The treatment for Tear Tran comes in at a whopping 179 pages. Been writing HHN 2016 at Universal Studios Hollywood since late
Yeah, I'm gonna
September
start watching more of it.
In one case,
Definitely.
started as far back as a year ago, and then another
this is-
8 years ago. I'm not finished. Still a lot of things to write/rewrite. So there's a project that John was working on, which got shelved or delayed, and now they're kind of finishing it or reusing it for this year. This happens all the time with HHN. Houses get paused or changed and saved for different years. So Albert tweeted this. Since you're having to do a lot of rewrites, does that mean there's an IPs that needed to be changed? John says no. Always do rewrites as things change from the treatment to the ground plan. Is there anything else major you're working on for HHN, or are you basically just editing what you've already done? John says, I'm working on other things besides houses and Tear Tran. Will you be doing the HHN panel at Midsummer Screen with Michael Aiello this year? John says, no, just me. Michael tweeted out, this is how I find out. Poor Michael. I really kind of enjoyed the back and forth banter with them at the Midsummer Screen panel, so it's just going to be back to the Murphy show. But don't worry, Michael will be at the MegaCon panel. Now, Michael might be a little down, but we got to celebrate because he just celebrated his 30th anniversary. For my 30th anniversary, the Universal members of my amazing creative team dressed as characters I played during my early years with the company. I was so surprised and incredibly touched that they thought to do this. We do see a banner for Fright Nights all the way in the back behind Ramon, so we might see banners returning for HHN this year. All right, so on that note, let's go over to Islands of Adventure.
Hey, Tristan. How's finals?
The adventure begins around 12:30, 1 o'clock is when it starts to heat up. That's when your true adventure begins. I think next time it's time to start bringing the next band back into the theme parks. All the Mario Galaxy merch just dropped. They like little miniatures. Luigi right there, Bowser Jr., Yoshi, Mario and Peach. $20 for this little kid water bottle. Here's like a little micro machine fun playset with Yoshi. It's all inside an egg. $35. Here's another little micro machine set. These new little shoulder plushies. So you got the yellow one, the blue one. So if you squeeze them, they light up. They're sound activated. You squeeze them, they light up. They sit on your shoulder, and then they also talk to each other when they're next to each other. So if you have a friend who has one, you're standing next to them, they'll start talking. Here's one on display talking to the other one.
SubClub members can get any footlong for just $6.99. All your favorites packed with crispy veggies and fresh sliced meats. Great bread, great meats, great sauce, great deal. Use this code in the app to get your $6.99 footlong today. Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
Did you know the Walmart app has over 500 million items?
New patio.
He knew.
With Keratin Color by Schwarzkopf, get rich, striking colors on all hair types. What story will you tell?
I'm a soldier. Now I only hunt the damned.
Do you have combat experience with these things? I'm not human. I'm gonna send you back to hell.
Hi, this is Crystal from United Healthcare. I advocate for our members, but my true satisfaction comes from outreach to members to get preventive health services. Both my grandmothers were diagnosed with breast cancer at a late stage. That's why preventive health.
Emma Watson dating billionaire after she declared she doesn't need a man.
I need to do something that I could feel good about.
Adios,
I'm
mío.
Crystal, and I am committed to care.
I always say that. So how's everyone here doing?
boutique here at Highland. So you'd have Private Diamond, HHN merch over there, and then here, all the merch would pop up at All Halsey Boutique. Now, All Halsey Boutique has been closed forever. As in, there's extensions and all sorts of stuff coming, so they need to start shutting down the Lost Continent and start construction on stuff, because there's there's been a lot of stuff happening here. All Halsey Boutique is no more. All Halsey Lost Emporium, new location now open at Port of Entry. And then we got some little tiki designs of the Wolfman, Creature, the Bride, and then Frank. So there's still going to be some spookiness in the spot to buy your HHN merch. Because we'll not be here because they got to start construction on stuff. All right, we've made it to Jurassic Outfit. The photo op is real. The T-Rex takes photo experience located inside Jurassic Outfit. There's a picture on the back. Over here to Kansas. There's the Jeep. The Jeep has arrived. It's got the mud and dirt all over it. On the back as you're driving, T-Rex will be facing too cheap to buy an actual photo. You push this, you see kind of tapping down and then smile. So the photo is not for you to discuss. It's the rubs the way you can show you. So you're popping the passport around. That's what that. What's going on? Steel line, you're good for it. We think we're doing two things for you. So yeah, the universal company is the purchase of pass holders.
Sometimes in life the unpredictable can happen. In my case, we just banged. I tried to curb monument TikTok. I feel like they kill him twice. You know, I feel like they kill him the freedom of speech. I mean, I'm just an artist in the end. Just replicate whatever may be American
Yeah, just kicking back right now, guys.
This case
I'm
is
setting
just
one for a bit.
no hate, pure dialogue. You know, but some people hate so much that if they had to ban his voice, my voice, whatever, you know, but for them gives me more fire inside to keep on going, to make it more colossal, more spectacular. Believe me, I'm just warming up basically, waiting till I'm done with my final colossal monument of charm. And between us, even if I wasn't a big fan of him, I'm yes, a big, huge fan of freedom of speech. That's all. Sometimes in life, the unpredictable can happen. My case
See the
is
monument?
just I try to curb monument in TikTok. I feel like they kill him twice. You know, I feel like they kill the freedom of speech. I mean, I'm just a person.
Not pay off any more of your.
What's going on,
Flag got them boys on the seat, down on the stage.
Ah, shit, I gotta go back in. Alright, guys. Listen, we'll be back on, at 5 when we get out. For the drive to the gym and me fighting and bitching in traffic. I'll see you guys in a bit, okay?
You say tomato, I say potato.
Okay. I guess, I don't know what he was doing. He was jailed.